Hello. Time for some GeoGuessr content. I've been working on this run for a few weeks, and while my time isn't quite near its potential, it's still good enough for me to upload. So here you go. Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is San Antonio, Texas, completed with a perfect score of 25,000 in a time of 3 minutes and 54 seconds. The first takeaway from this run is that to get a perfect score, you have to be within 25 meters of the correct location, which isn't always easy when you're not by an intersection. I've definitely resorted to counting the number of houses until I reach the intersection to try and get close enough. Secondly, there's over 1,000 locations on this map, and they're very spread out across the greater San Antonio area. So it's difficult to pinpoint where in the city each location is, especially for me, someone who's only been here for, 6 months or so. Generally, the most common locations are residential, and they can be anywhere within town. So I've picked up on some neighborhood recognition, but outside of that, the locations are a mix of downtown, highways, and suburbs. And there's a fair amount of rounds that are like virtually impossible to get a perfect score on quickly. Anyways, that's about enough talking, so let's get started. Oh, just kidding. I baited myself. It's this next one. Not this round, but the next one. So first round here is downtown, and after like an hour of struggling through this map, I didn't want to pass the opportunity up. I saw Navarre first, and then I zoom in here and I see Crockett. I don't exactly know where those are, but as I turn north, I get a very helpful clue that I'm above the Riverwalk. So I look for where the river runs kind of east through downtown, and I find Navarro, and then I zoom in and I see Crockett. I go just west of the intersection, and I get the first 5,000. Round number 2 is in a cul-de-sac, and as I exit, I see I'm at Walnut Woods and Parksite Woods. So it's a common theme in San Antonio neighborhoods for each street to follow a motif. So I see double woods and like, okay, that's what I need to look for. But I have no clue where I am until I zoom in on this sign, and I was about to reset, but I see Chavano Woods, and so this is helpful because now I know to look in Chavano Park, which is a municipality that's like totally surrounded by San Antonio. Evidently, there's lots of woodsy streets in Chavano Park, but eventually I see the ones I need. I see 3 woods streets west of Lock Hill Summer right here, and I know this is probably my neighborhood, but I struggle to find the streets that I'm based on, and I nearly give up until I just catch Parkside Woods in the corner of my eye, and then I start scanning south, and I find Walnut Woods, and I put it in the cul-de-sac, and I make the guess and get the next 5,000. And immediately my hopes are dashed because when I get round 3, it's super rural. My plan is to check whatever this sign says and then reset, but lucky for me, it's an intersection, and even luckier, when I zoom in, it says priest, and somehow I actually know where that is. That's because Priest is an exit off of I-37 on the road to Corpus Christi, which I take a lot for work, and I'm going to be doing tomorrow bright and early. So I zoom in and I look for Priest. That's Mathis, which is the other road at the exit, but then I find Priest, and because it said Priest, I know that I'm looking for like a loop situation, and I think I find it right here. The compass checks out, and I just go back to the start, see that I'm just north of this like laydown yard, and I move the cursor up, and I make the guess and get the 5,000. That's round number 3. So we're on to number 4. I look for which way to go here in this little kind of semi-urban neighborhood, well, pretty urban neighborhood, and I go west because it looks like there's like a major road to the west. But before I get there, there's a stop sign, and it says West Pyron and Halsey. And so my first thought is South San Antonio, and I feel like I've seen Pyron before. As I get to this major road, my first thought is that it's Zarzamora, but I get closer and I see it's actually a highway. So I try to get even closer to see which one it is. And I zoom in and I can't quite tell, but I do see an exit sign in the distance with a lot of symbols, which I know is for I-10, or I-10. So my first thought is that I'm on I-37, but when I check the compass, I'm actually on I-35. And so I zoom in and I start looking for Pyron. I know I'm not north of 10, so I start at 10 and go south, but I should have judged based on the compass. Okay, I-35 is going pretty much northeast, so I can't be up here by Burbank because it's going pretty much straight north here. But eventually I start scanning south, and as I do, I zoom in, and eventually I see Pyron, and then I see Halsey. But this is where another mistake is made because I should have just guessed right then, but I reset the map. And when I do, the corner map zoomed all the way back out. So I zoomed back in, and it turns out I didn't end up needing to even move the cursor at all. I lose like at least 10 seconds there, and I move on to the last round. So the scenery here looks a bit farther away from the city center, and I wouldn't have been able to guess like where it was until I zoom in on that sign, and it's a godsend. It says Stall and West Green Mountain. So Stall is a big road in northeast San Antonio, and not only that, but the road bends right here, and Stall runs to the northeast mostly, but then it bends, and so I know I'm at this bend. I find Green Mountain, and then I reset, and I place the cursor, and I make the guess. And I didn't think I was going to beat my time, which, by the way, my previous best was 4 minutes and 10 seconds, but I ended up beating that time by about 16 seconds. And I figured with there being two fast rounds below 30 seconds, this was good enough to upload. I was proud of four of the rounds, but it was round four, the one on West Pyron, that definitely could have been a lot faster. I'm not sure how far I'm gonna push this time down. There's not like any competition or anything on the leaderboards, but I don't think I'll be able to get a time close to what I have in Austin or Amarillo. But I think there's good potential to get close to 2 minutes, maybe even below 2 minutes if I reset enough and get the run. So yeah, that's about it. San Antonio, Texas. Thanks for watching.